BTS News Today. The trial that took place then attracted great attention from the public. This song is one of the most frequently performed songs by BTS. Society is currently experiencing a widespread reaction from fans, the media, to the legal community that affects the performance of the judicial system and its impact on public figures. Jungkook, known as the magnate of global K-pop group BTS, become the subject of attention in legal cases involving contractual relations and business cooperation. Although the details of the case are not fully publicized, some reports said the trial was related to conflicts involving copyright and commercial use of the named. Yesterday's hearing was supposed to be an opportunity to resolve this dispute. However, a clip leaked to social media showed surprising progress, in which Jungkook appears to be treated inappropriately by some spectators in the courtroom. In the less than 2-minute clip, Jungkook is seen sitting on the witness stand listening to the conversation. However, the atmosphere turned tense when one of the spectators seemed to interact with a loud tone of voice, which is the opposite of an intimidating gesture. Not only that, the camera also captured a moment where Jungkook seemed to have a hard time answering the question asked earlier. Some legal actors who saw this clip stated that the murder involved trial ethics. As the legal expert says, there are limits to carrying out an action, especially if it is perceived as intimidation. In this case, Jungkook seems to be the victim of undue pressure. The clip contains a lot of speculation among fans and the public. Some of the theories that developed include: 1. The existence of bias in the trial process. Many consider that Jungkook, as a major celebrity, may be perceived differently due to his status. There is an assumption that Discard the opponent took advantage of the media spotlight to humiliate him in the courtroom. 2. Personal or political motives. Another formulation states that the case may not be just a matter of law, but there are also personal or political issues involving certain ghosts who want to damage Jungkook's reputation or BTS in general. 3. Entertainment industry pioneer. Not a few believe that this case involves competition between the world of entertainment and business, where the artist is often the aggrieved figure in an unfair contract or cooperation. Jungkook's fans, known as soldiers, were quick to voice their support through various social media platforms. Tags like #JusticeForJungkook and #RespectJungkook became a global trend just hours after the clip was released. Many fans filmed the terrible events and used transparency in legal proceedings. Some of them even petitioned online to call for international attention to the case. Jungkook is a human being like all of us. She has since gained strong trust and confidence despite her celebrity status. Big Hit Music, the agency that supports Jungkook and BTS, immediately released an official statement on the singer's departure. In his performance, they stated, "We are very grateful for the life that happened in the courtroom yesterday. Jungkook becomes president as part of his obligations, and we record every unfair move against our artists. We will take legal steps to ensure the established fairness." In fact, there are also those who criticize that institutions should have been more proactive in protecting their artists from the start. This life not only runs on Jungkook personally, but also on BTS's image as a group. Many agree that this controversy could affect their future careers, especially given their position as global icons. However, on the other hand, the support coming from fans and the general public shows that BTS still has a strong support base. Many believe that this life will continue for many years. This case opens up a broader discussion of society towards their rights in the legal system and the protection of their rights as individuals. Some points that can be subject to reflection. 1. Justice in the legal system. There is a lot to be done to make people feel better in the courtroom. 2. Ethics in dialogue. Legal hearings must be conducted with respect for the rights of each individual, including witnesses representing interests. 3. Importance of transparency and accountability. This case is a concern for transparency in legal proceedings, especially when it involves public figures who are media sorters. This history is also explained in detail in the South Korean legal system, especially regarding the laws that apply in the courtroom. As one of the countries with the largest entertainment industry in the world, South Korea has many artists who are well known in law enforcement, whether related to contracts, copyright, or search for a good name. However, Jungkook's case shows that there is often additional pressure on celebrities, both from a legal and media point of view. Many legal lawyers argue that this honesty can be a momentum to evaluate ethical guidelines in the courtroom. One of the widely used methods is to conduct a more thorough review of the judge's threats and other siblings during the learning process. A law professor at Yonsei University gathered, cases like this can happen right from the start. If not properly supported, the public will lose confidence in the legal system. We need to ensure that all, like any other citizen, are treated equally before the law. In addition to legal pressure, it also often faces heavier psychological pressure for the general public. In this case, Jungkook was seen to be under significant emotional stress during the trial. This gave rise to the discourse of providing psychological support to individuals facing complex legal processes, especially if they are public figures. The international media did not remain silent in answering this question. News outlets from different countries, including the United States, the United Kingdom, and Japan, reported on the case with different points of view. Some praised Jungkook's courage to stand trial despite the enormous pressure. The Guardian, for example, writes, Jungkook's case showcases another side of the stressful Korean entertainment industry. When public figures like him face legal problems, they are not only dealing with the judicial system, but also an understanding from the media and society. Meanwhile, the New York Times explains how global governments can improve the outcome of the case. Their article states that the Army, as one of the biggest fandoms in the world, and it has the power to mobilize public opinion for Jungkook's sake. After this incident was over, many people were still at a loss to understand the important issues in the courtroom. Here are the possible steps. 1. Internal investigation. The South Korean government will probably conduct an investigation into the dangers of the consequences caused during the trial. If ethical violations are found, they can be punished in accordance with applicable law. Point 2. The laws of Big Hit Music. Big Hit Music has stated that they will take legal steps to protect Jungkook. This can improve the learning of official reports of intimidation or unethical threats that occur during the trial. Okay. 3. Increased public awareness. This case is also a concern for the wider community about the importance of respecting individual rights, including human rights, in legal situations. The discussions carried out can affect broader social and legal changes. Not only fans, some non-fans also expressed their support for Jungkook. On social media, many K-pop artists, actors, and other public figures voiced their solidarity. Point 1 of South Korea's most famous singers wrote on Instagram, Jungkook has worked hard to inspire many people around the world. He did not immediately gain this kind of trust. Let's support him in this difficult time. BTS is known as a group that always faces challenges with its passion and determination. This Life Goes On Big will not add to their careers. Nevertheless, it has their position as a symbol of struggle and justice. BTS often uses their platform to communicate social issues. For example, their campaign with UNICEF, Love Myself, which aims to promote self-love and fight violence. It has inspired many people around the world.